All right, family, we're back here with Malika and my beautiful wife, Hakimian, and we are here talking a little bit about her experiences as a writer, but also we're going to be talking a little bit about her journey, how she got here, and also her faith, how it integrates into what she does, and how that shapes her character and her work ethic. So again, I'm just excited to have you in the studio with us today, Malika. Malika, so can you tell me a little bit about your journey and basically, like, how did you get to a place where you actually, you graduate, you got your journalism degree, but you actually have to now find work and get work and grow your portfolio or your experience and maybe even your own company? What was that journey? When did it start, and how'd you get there? How difficult was it?
Okay. Well, right after college, I've always been interested in two different things professionally. And also, I have a lot of different things that I'm interested in, but professionally, It's always been journalism and also education.
Okay.
So I just, I did a lot of back and forth in those two, career fields. And I just got a gist of what was working and what wasn't. God still uses me in education because I'm a Sunday school teacher.
Okay.
So I teach youth and things like that. But professionally, writing is something that I'm focusing on, and I'm interested in starting my business in social media marketing and social media management.
Okay.
So how did I get here? Well, you just have to think about what are your goals and where can you see yourself, going. That question was kind of like...
Yes, it's a hard question, but again, when I say how'd you get here, it's like what was the first step? Did you take a writing class in high school? Did you begin to research on the internet? And how did that journey begin towards your career path?
Okay.
Did God speak to you into some vision and dream? Did some prophet in your church lay hands on you? People have different ways they get to, they start their journey, and even I know a lot of people are struggling financially going through college. I know you went to school at UF, University of Florida, and so I know that was tough. How'd you do it?
Okay, so you want to know the journey from high school through college and to where I am now?
Yeah, well, wherever you want to start.
Okay. Well, definitely in high school, I realized that I enjoyed writing. Like I was saying, with the voice, when you start to put your voice into your writing, you realize that it's more interesting. It's more, it has a greater purpose when you're writing, for a meaning, and you're writing to connect with people. After that, once I realized that I enjoyed writing, I wanted to be a music journalist. But then once... for a regular music magazine, there was a magazine called Vibe magazine that I wanted to, write for. But then once I started getting closer to God, I realized, I didn't want to really so much get into, a secular music platform. So after that, writing, switching that idea, I realized, I still love journalism, so I got my degree in journalism. I did intern for different publications.
Okay.
One of them was the Gainesville Sun, which is the biggest newspaper in Gainesville, similar to the Miami Herald.
Okay.
I got a lot of experience there. I wrote a lot of stories. It was a lot of fun. It was very interesting. I was around big time reporters and people with a lot of experience in journalism. Okay. I just enjoyed the entire process. Also, while at the University of Florida, I started an organization, Singer-Songwriter Society. And that was God showing me that I also had an interest in entrepreneurship. So I have a lot of different interests. Writing is one, it's a main one, but also songwriting. So that's why I started a songwriting organization. While I was doing songwriting and having that songwriter organization, I was also being published in the schools, the University of Florida's newspaper, because I would see things that were newsworthy, and I would see things that were catchy, and I would pitch them to the newspaper, and I would, get published in it. And it wasn't an easy thing. That was happening in my second year of college, So when people were saying that we won't get published easy, I was able to get published in, the big publication there. So it's just, it's just knowing what you're good at, and, striving to grow in that. And when I started that organization, we brought together a lot of singers, a lot of songwriters, musicians. So I just always knew my talents, my skills, my interests, which was writing, music, education, teaching.
So you're like it's really multidimensional for you. It's not just writing, but it's also educating, and it's also the aspect of inspiring and connecting with people. And so, that's amazing. Jal, did you have any questions for her, or?
Well, I wanted to ask, throughout your journey and during that journey, you, not only you, but you were encountering people in the same stage of life you were kind of experiencing the same things, the same challenges, same questions. I wanted to ask, what are some common pitfalls you saw young professionals making, or you still see young professionals making in this journey?
That's a good one. Okay, so basically, I believe that everyone should find what they're good at and what they're interested in. What gift do they have? What talent do they have? And to go for that. I can find it all the time in my parents and my friends. Oh, you're good at this. You're good at that. You're good at... And those are the things that we should be using, and those are the things that God wants us to use, because, it's natural for us. So if we don't use those things, we're just making it harder for ourselves. Say we're a 10 at, being organized and being very, orderly, running things, being over things, but we want to do something else, and then we struggle in those things. So the gifts that one person has, the other person may not have. And if you're already strong in those things, you should, just work in those things, because you'll shine your light. You'll help so many people, using those gifts and using those talents. I found out early on that I was good in songwriting. I found out early on that I was good in writing. Found out early on that I was, a leader. God has always been putting me in leadership positions and things like that. So it's very important to just look at your life and think about what are those things that, stand out.
So are you saying you see a lot of young professionals that aren't making choices really based on their real potential, their real giftings?
Yeah.
What would you say that is shaping those choices? If it's not, okay, I know that I was made to do this, what are the other things that are making them, influencing the choices, the career choices and things like that they're making?
Well, they're not taking the time to just think about it, strategically think about it, just sit down, brainstorm, what am I good at? How can I use this? Not what is a good job, what is a high paying job,
So they don't really know themselves.
Yeah, maybe they don't.
We talk a lot about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and at the top is self-actualization. And the way it's defined is basically really knowing what your potential is, knowing what you're good at, right? And then working through that. It's not that it's easy, but there's a joy in the work, because it's so suited for who you are, right?
Exactly.
That even the work part becomes light.
Yes.
Because we're excited and passionate about the outcome we're working towards.
Yes. Because, I have friends who are good and, they're orderly and they're, organized and things like that. And me, I have my own strong points. So I know that I want to
organization.
I know that I want to work with that friend. I know that friend, can help, and, everybody comes together, and when we come together, we're strong. God gave us all different gifts. God.
So do you think that part of it is feeling like if I accept that this is my one gift, they don't see all the possibilities of the way that gift can then be used. Like, I think of an organizer, the first thing you said, I thought of when you said that was, oh, a professional organizer. But then I started thinking they would be really great at developing systems for a company. They would be really great at setting up an office, so they could, stagers. Stagers for real estate companies aren't necessarily the best decorators, but they figure out the system to it, the science of it in their minds. And it's really neat to see how two different people with different gifts can actually be good at the same job. They're coming at it from different angles. And sometimes I think people might feel pigeonholed to think that, I love that you went to school for journalism because you have a gift and a passion for writing, and I see that you're innovative because you're looking at this changing market, and you're saying, I can take all this education and the skill and passion and put it where the money really is going to be, where I can be useful, I can create more value for myself and my clients, and still do other things. And I love that you don't feel stuck. Oh my gosh, I got this degree in journalism and now I have to be a journalist. But you're saying I can take everything I've done and I can use it over here with social media, marketing, and management.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, well, we're going to be right back to continue this conversation. This is getting good. And again, I'm looking forward to learning more about your journey and what you're going through.
All right, great.
I will only tell the truth. I will only tell the truth.